Hey, how's it going? In today's tutorial, we'll be going over some pretty short topics. It's going to be a pretty easy tutorial once again. And today we're going to be going over input, output, and typecasting. And I know that typecasting doesn't really have a very strong connection to input and output, but if you bear with me, you'll see why I decided to put them all in the same video, because it just works really well with the example I have in mind for everyone watching this video. So without further ado, I believe the best way to go about this is to show you how to make a string input and output. So what you want to do is start out with a variable. So str name, which stands for string name, equals input in parentheses. And within the parentheses, you're going to write your prompt. So for example, let's say you want to write your name. And that will give the prompt, and then the next thing to do is just print str name. Be sure not to misspell that. Press run, and right here we have the prompt, enter name. So it could just be anything. Let's write Bob. Okay, cool. So that was easy enough, but an important thing to realize is that with input and output, the default data value is a string. So we can prove this by typecasting it, and it's really easy. All you do is write the type, and within the parentheses you write the variable you're checking in the type of. So which means we're going to be checking what variable type or what data type this Bob is. Press run again. We can do just Bob again. It's a pretty easy name. And everything seems to be working all right. We got the class str, and what this is telling us is that Bob, aka str name, is of the type of string, which is pretty cool, but there's a problem with that, and that is, what if we wanted to write an integer output? Let me just show you why that would be a problem. So just write that again. Okay, print num. Copy and paste that. We don't need this. And instead of str name, we are going to be doing num. Click run. Here we are. Standing integer works, 12, because it's a random number. Okay, so it seems to be doing all right. If you don't really look at it carefully, 12, okay, that's good, that's what we want. But as you can see right here, it says str, which, as we said in the past, means string. Now we really know that 12 is not supposed to be a string. And the reason that's a problem is because we can't do any calculations with it. For example, let's say we wanted to print num times 2. And that should give us 12, right? I mean 24. And that should give us 24. Yeah, I'm not thinking today. Okay, so it gives us 12 and 12, but it's supposed to be 24. And that's not what we want. And the reason it does that is because since num is of the type of string, the program is going to treat it like a string. When you multiply strings, you're pretty much just telling the program, give me this X number of times without the calculations. The best way to go about this is to typecast it, which is to force it to become a certain data type. I want to write int at the very front, put that in parentheses, and whatever is within the parentheses before int, it's going to turn into int. Don't take my word for it, just watch. Let's do 12 again. And look, it says 24, which is exactly what we want, and it's of the type of integer, which is perfect. And you can do this for different things. You can do str, which wouldn't make sense in this case because it's already a string by default, but if it were not a string by default, it would work perfectly as well. I'll put a link in the description with different typecasting you can do. There's a whole list of different types you can do, but it's all the same format. And if I were to show you all of them, it would just be very redundant. Well, thanks for watching. That's it for today, and I will see you later.